Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lawrence Welk Show, celebrating more than 50 years on television. Now sit back and enjoy the show selected especially for public television.
Hi, I'm Guy Hovis, and I'm proud to be your host on this very special Lawrence Welk Show. It was broadcast in January 1976, and the country was beginning a year of bicentennial celebrations. I've been doing a lot of remembering lately after being part of the Milestones in Memories reunion. It was great working with so many good friends, and it reminded me of all the fun we had in those days. It was good to sing with Ralna again, and I'm happy to tell you that she'll be joining me on this show a little later. We're here at the Welk Resort, San Diego, and I have lots of fond memories of being here with Mr. Welk and playing golf with him and some of the guys in the band. Lawrence played a lot of golf, and he was pretty good at it. Golf is a very humbling game that requires a lot of patience, one of my greatest shortcomings, but I'm getting better. But I digress. We were talking about 1976. For the bicentennial, Mr. Welk decided to present a two-part salute to American music. The program you're about to see is part two. And here's the way that Mr. Welk introduced the show.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and a pleasant good evening, my friends. We're so glad to have you with us again as we continue our salute to our nation's bicentennial. Much of our show, like last week's, is based on our new album, 200 Years of American Music. This evening we'll continue our country's musical history, starting in the early 20s. And let's get things rolling with the popular dance craze of those roaring 20s, the Charleston.
Charleston, Charleston, made in Carolina. Some dance, some prance, I'll say, there's nothing finer than the Charleston. Charleston, Lord, how you get shuffled. Every step you do leads to something new. Man, I'm telling you, it's a lot of zoo.
Buck dance, wing dance, will be a back number. But the Charleston, the new Charleston, that dance is surely a comfort.
Sometime you'll dance it one time. The dance called the Charleston, made in South Carolina.
Charleston, Charleston, made in Carolina. Some dance, some prance.
I'll say, there's nothing finer than the Charleston. Charleston, Lord, how you can shuffle. Every step you do leads to something new. Man, I'm telling you, it's a lot of zoo.
Buck dance, wing dance, will be a back number. But the Charleston, the new Charleston, that dance is surely a comfort.
Sometime you'll dance it one time. The dance called the Charleston, made in South Carolina.
Oh, that sure brings back memories. Back in 1929, Hoagy Carmichael wrote a melody that took quite a few years to gain popularity. But when it did, it became one of the biggest hits in the business and one of the most recorded songs in history. Let's listen to Stardust featuring our wonderful clarinet man, Henry Cuesta, with his brand new Selmer clarinet.
Beautiful job, Henry. In recent years, our American music has undergone many changes. New styles, new singers, and some very talented new songwriters. The team of Burt Bacharach and Hal David has contributed some excellent songs. Here's an example with Tanya to sing it for you.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now, love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone, everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are oceans and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you wanna know, if you wanna know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for
My daughter Julie wasn't even born in 1976. She came into Rawlins in my life a little later, and what a joy she has been. As I was flying to Arizona for her college graduation ceremonies, I found myself wondering, as most parents do, where on earth did the years go? High school graduation was one thing, but graduating from college was a completely different experience. My little girl was about to go out into the cold, cruel world on her own. Pictures flashed through my mind of different stages of her life. From nursery school at First Christian Church in North Hollywood, dance recitals, basketball games, chili cook-offs, learning to ballroom dance, learning to drive, and her first date. Daddy was not ready for college graduation, and I found it a little hard to swallow quite a few times during the ceremony. Julie had worked so hard to get this degree, and I was so proud of her. But I was a little sad that it was over. She'll get a job and a husband and a family, and Dad will take a back seat in her life. Passages of life. Exciting and painful. You're about to see a young couple who've experienced quite a lot of those passages since this show was taped in 1976.
I'm sure many of you folks remember when Americans spent their evenings listening to their favorite radio programs. Guy and Ronald recalled those days with the theme of the very popular Burns and Ellen show.
Just a love nest, cozy with charm,
Like a dove nest down on a farm. A veranda with some sort of clinging vine, and a kitchen where some rambler roses twine.
a small room, tea set of blue.
Best of all room, dream room for two. Better than a palace with a gilded dome is a love nest you can call home.
Then a small room, tea set of blue.
Best of all room, dream room for two. Better than a palace with a gilded dome is a love nest you can call home. Is a love nest you can call home.
Wonderful couple, Guy and Velma. In the mid-20s, Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein made musical history with a production that set a new standard of excellence for the Broadway stage. Of course, I'm speaking of Showboat. George Cates conducts the orchestra in a medley of songs from this show. Joe Feeney is featured in the vocal spot.
We could make believe I love you, only make believe that you love me. Others find peace of mind in pretending. Couldn't you, couldn't I, couldn't we make believe our lips are blending in a phantom kiss or two or three? Might as well make believe I love you, or to tell the truth, I do.
Hearing those great songs from the Showboats kind of put me in the singing mood. Here's a little medley of songs inspired by the mighty Mississippi. The sun goes down, tide goes out, people gather around and they all begin to shout. Hey, hey, Uncle Judd, it's a treat to beat your feet on the Mississippi mud. What a dance do they do, Lordy, how I'm telling you. They don't need no band to keep a dime back lap in their hands. They're just as happy as a cow chewing on the cud when the people beat the feet on the Mississippi mud. In my crooked letter ride, a crooked letter ride. Come back, I Mississippi, I'm floating down to New Orleans. Roll on, Mississippi, big river roll. You're the childhood dream I grew up on. Roll on, Mississippi, carry me home. Well, I can see I've been away too long. Roll on, Mississippi, roll on. While you and me, we sweat and strain, bodies all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that veil, you get a little drunk, and you land in jail. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living, but scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
Isn't it wonderful to share memories with such a lovely lady? Next, a salute to a wonderful period in our musical history, the big band era. It means nostalgia to me and to many of our viewers. Listen to these famous themes and let's see if you can remember the bands that played them.
Well, for you youngsters, those songs were associated with Glenn Miller, Tommy Dorsey, and Benny Goodman in that order. We'd like to honor every state in our wonderful country, but obviously time makes this impossible. So we've chosen our newest and certainly one of our most beautiful states for this tribute. Tom Netherton, Mary Lou Metzger, and our singers offer this tribute to Hawaii.
Your valleys with their rainbows, your mountains green, the azure sea, your fragrant flowers and chanting music, unite and sing aloha to me.
I always got a kick out of those costume numbers, as long as I didn't have to wear anything too weird. Fortunately, I actually liked Hawaiian shirts. Being here reminds me of the two shows I created for the Welk Resort in the mid-'80s. The first one was called I Think I've Heard That Song Before. It was a variety show with a few unusual twists. Our Act Two opener was a tribute we called Thanks for the Memory, featuring celebrities' theme songs with slide projections of those singing legends. It was a pretty new idea in 1984. We had a cast of 12 singers and dancers, and the audience really seemed to have a good time. In my retirement years, I hope to be able to do more shows like this, probably at the college level or community theater, where I can work with young people who really have an interest in pursuing a career in show business.
In the history of American music, the contributions of the late, great bandleader Duke Ellington will long be remembered. Here's one of Duke's wonderful songs, Sophisticated Lady, and listen to our wonderful saxophone section. A great job by our saxophone section, and some very nice piano by Bob Smale. I think it's about time we pay tribute to the songwriter who dominated the field of popular music for over 60 years. Not only one of our greatest composers, but a truly great American. Of course, I'm speaking of Irving Berlin. Here's one of the many songs Mr. Berlin wrote honoring our nation's armed forces. We call on Ken Dealer and Arthur Duncan.
Okay, soldier, on your feet. What do you think this is, a hotel? This is the Army, Mr. Jones. No private rooms or telephones. You had your breakfast in bed before, but you won't have it there anymore. This is the Army, Mr. Green. We like the barracks nice and clean. You had a housemaid to clean your floor, but she won't help you out anymore. Do what the bugler commands. He's in the Army and not in a band. This is the Army, Mr. Brown. No more carousing on the town. You had your fun then, but this is war, and you won't stay out late anymore. The Army, Mr. Jones. No private rooms or telephones. We had a breakfast in bed before, but we won't have it there anymore. We had a breakfast in bed before, but we won't have it there anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fellows made the Army look like fun. Here's another memory from the days of the Second World War. Many of our servicemen left home with this next song ringing in their ears. Let's join Sandy, Gail, and Mary Lou.
Well, what should I say, girls? I don't know. Hey, I've got it.
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Just remember that I've been true to nobody else but you. So just be true to me. Don't go walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't start showing off all your charms in somebody else's arms. You must be true to me. I'm so afraid that the plans we made underneath those moonlit skies will fade away, and you're bound to stray if the stars get in your eyes. So don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. You're my L-O-V-E. I'm so afraid that the plans we made underneath those moonlit skies will fade away, and you're bound to stray if the stars get in your eyes. The stars get in your eyes. So don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. You're my L-O-V-E.
That has to be the prettiest girl trio in American television history. I would definitely put them on my bicentennial show. And here is another mighty pretty girl, Ralna English.
Why, thank you, sir.
Well, you're very welcome.
Would you join me in a John Denver song from the 70s?
I happen to know one we did quite a few times.
I bet you do.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River.
Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take it.
I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me.
Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home, take me home. Country roads.
Country music has always played an important part in our nation's musical heritage. And today, its influence is stronger than ever. We combine the talents of our country gal, Ava Barber, and our Mexican senorita, Ana Kani, in one of the most popular country songs ever written.
Please release me, let me go, for I don't love you anymore. To waste our lives would be a sin. Release me and let me love again. I have found a new love, dear, and I will always want him near. His lips are warm while yours are cold. Release me, my darling, let me go.
Ana Kani, how about singing it in Spanish for us?
Suéltame, déjame ir. Estoy cansada de sufrir. Vivir contigo es un pecado. No, no quiero estar ligada a ti. Please release me, can't you see?
Connie. Two of our very popular young ladies, and don't they make an excellent team? In the mid-50s, a young singer made a tremendous impact on our American music. I'm sure you'll know who I mean when you watch and listen to this young man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, it's Saturday night and I just got paid. Put about my money, don't try to save. I says go have a time. Saturday night, baby, I'll feel about. Thank you very much. Well, I want to rock it up, yeah, rip it up, and boy, Thank you very much. I don't know how many of you know Elvis Presley and I are from the same hometown, Tupelo, Mississippi. One of these days, you're going to catch me doing that. I get to change my hometown. That's where it is right now. You know, Elvis made a lot of those kind of songs very popular. But he also, and over his fantastic career, some of his biggest hits have been beautiful ballads. And one of my favorite songs he ever recorded is Can't Help Falling in Love. And I'm going to ask my favorite singer, Rowland, to come join me right now, and we're going to sing that one for you. Thank you. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? For I can't help falling in love with you.
Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Our love was meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you.
In spite of that somewhat amusing portrayal of one of Mississippi's legendary native sons, this year I was inducted into the Mississippi Musicians Hall of Fame. It's just the second annual induction ceremony, so I was very pleased and honored to be one of the 17 people chosen, which included Marty Stewart, Jerry Lee Lewis, Charlie Pride, Leanne Rimes, the late John Lee Hooker, Muddy Waters, and Conway Twitty. Quite a group. The Mississippi Musicians Hall of Fame is dedicated to honoring the state's musical heritage. Because the father of country music, Jimmy Rogers, is from Meridian, Mississippi, and because country music is often called America's music, we like to say that Mississippi is the birthplace of America's music. I'm honored. I've always said God's greatest blessing to me was letting me be born in Mississippi and live here and be, and grow up here. And I just feel so honored to be in the company of all of the great, talented people we have in this state, and not among the least of which are our musicians. And I'm just deeply honored, and thank you very much. I feel very grateful for this honor and to be in the company of these distinguished Mississippi musicians. Here's Mr. Welk to introduce the last portion of this bicentennial show.
Much of our American music, like our country, is a happy mixture of many cultures, nationalities, and races. The polka, for example, came to us from Middle Europe. The original melody of one of our most famous polkas comes from Poland. Here's a happy mixture, our happy Norwegian Marian Florin and our Polish and Irish Szymanski sisters. Thank you, Michelle. As many of you folks know, I was born in North Dakota, but I actually started my band in South Dakota. So I still have a warm spot in my heart for both of the Dakotas. One of our most famous national memorials is located in the Black Hills of South Dakota, Mount Rushmore, with the massive profiles of 4 of my favorite presidents, Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt. Here's a perfect setting for a song that expresses our feelings about our wonderful country. I'm going to ask my good friend Bob Ballard to direct our chorus.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America,
That was a very nice speech from Mr. Welk, and we always knew those patriotic comments came right from his heart. He loved being an American, and he never let his audience forget that this country meant everything to him. Here's hoping that the next 200 years will bring even more health, happiness, and prosperity to the people of the United States of America and to people all over the world. Thanks so much for watching this show on public television, and don't forget to support them in whatever way you can. So long.
Tonight on KCPT, Rachel and the team investigate the brutal, racially motivated murder of a 21-year-old taxi driver on Scott and Bailey. Then at 11, contemporary songwriter Casey Musgraves and honky tonker Dale Watson perform country tunes on Austin City Limits.
You may also enjoy these programs tonight on KCPT2.
Hi, this is Paul Byram, and I'm coming to Kansas City this spring. I cannot wait. I've got a full show ready for you. So if you want to come along and have the best seats in the house, call the number. The number's flashing here, I hope. If not, I'm going to look very weird. And men at home, don't be afraid to come to a Paul Byram show. It's not going to be a lady fest. Plus, if you've got